you're taking your CBA 2.0, and I know you're ready for it, but this video is just going to help you brain dump, okay? I want this video to be a quick reminder of everything we've learned so far and what I want you to brain dump. Okay, I know we've been drilling and killing lately, and some of this stuff is new that we just learned, and yet some of it is not new. Real quick, let's talk about matter. So there are 7 properties of matter that you need to know, and we came up with a real clever way as a class, as a whole grade actually, to help us remember. So we got the mnemonic device. We got MMPRTSE. So that stands for My Mom Plays Roadblocks Till Saturday Evening. And we all know that the first M is mass, and then the second M is magnetism, P is physical properties, R is relative density, sink or float, T is thermal energy, S is solubility, does it dissolve, and E is electrical. Okay, so let's move on. Relative density. If it's less, it's on top. If it's more, it's on the bottom. So I came up with a clever way yesterday. MoFlow. If there's more, it's on the floor, right? So a way to shorten it and have fun, MoFlow. Remember, if it's relative density and you're looking at an object, MoFlow. Also, remember our cup of water, our little friend Albert, who is our gnat that took one for the team, and oil. Okay, so if you're stumped on a question, think about Albert and the oil and water. And think of who or what was MoFlow. All right, moving on. Mixtures. Mixtures are anything that can be put together, okay, and then separated easily. I got a couple examples for you. Iron fillings and sand. If you have iron fillings and sand, remember you run a magnet over the mixture, and which ones does it actually attract? The iron fillings, okay? All right, moving on. Chex Mix. Can we separate Chex Mix? Yes, we can. Skittles. Can we separate Skittles by color? Absolutely. And what about Lucky Charms? I hate the mushrooms. So can I pick out the mushrooms? Absolutely. Solutions. Solutions is any mixture, right? You have to mix it first. But it cannot be easily separated. So if I put salt in water, and we all know that we can separate salt and water, but can I do it with my fingers or a strainer or any tweezers? No, because once I put that salt in that water, it's going to dissolve, and the water is going to taste nasty. But if I want to get that salt out, I can boil it, wait for it all to evaporate, just like we did in that one experiment. So salt water falls actually under solutions because it's not easily separated. All right, sugar and water, and I put sweet tea here. Sweet tea, yum, 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 every person's favorite if they're from the South, right? Sweet tea. You put sugar in water, it's gone. You can boil it, you can evaporate it, and you'll get some sugar left behind, but same thing as the salt, okay? It's a solution. And Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid, you know, everyone knows, you put a little powder mix in water, stir it up. I love great. All right, and then conductors and insulators. Conductors, I drew an arrow because conductors allow energy to flow through it. And insulators, stop, okay? If it's an insulator, rubber, plastic, wood, those are all insulators because they stop the flow of electricity or stop the flow of thermal energy, okay? So, conductors, arrow, insulators, stop. All right, so let's move on to our force, motion, energy. So in light, we all know travels in straight lines, okay? But when it hits, it can do 2 things when it hits an object. It can reflect or it can refract. If it's going to reflect, it must hit a shiny surface, such as a mirror, right? Because we said if you look in a mirror, light's traveling, it hits that mirror, and then you get to see your face. It bounces back, it smacks you in the face. All right, refraction. Refraction is when light travels and it hits like an object like water, cameras, hand lens, the little magnifying glass, and it looks bigger or smaller. It makes the object look bigger or smaller, and so when light travels and it hits that, it bends. Light actually bends. A good example is the cup with a straw, and when you look at it, it looks broken, but we know it's not broken, right? And it actually looks fatter on the bottom. So when the straw's in, it's like all normal size, and then at the bottom in the water, it's actually fat. All right, moving on. Energy. Energy. 5 types of energy. Melts. 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 Mechanical. Electrical. Light. Thermal. Sound. What? What was that? All right, circuits. Circuits. Real easy. Simple circuit. Parallel circuit. Simple series. Series is what it's called. I always say simple series. Simple and series has one path. Parallel, 2 or more paths. And if you have a question where there's all kind of convoluted wires everywhere, always start at the battery. Please, 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 please start at the battery and draw, okay? Trace the line, trace the wire until you get to a Y intersection, and then based on the question, we'll tell you which way you need to go. All right, and then force. Force, FGFM. I haven't come up with anything yet, but I will. Friction, gravity, force, motion. Remember, friction is what stops a force, okay? Force is anything in motion, and friction stops it, like grass, carpet, sandpaper, anything like that, okay? Gravity, we all know gravity is when something falls. And it falls because gravity is pulling the object to the ground. And motion is just anything that's in motion. It's movement, okay? And so yeah, so that's energy. I told you when I was I told you I would come up with something for force and motion, you know, to remember friction, gravity, force, motion. You can think Allie. Fortnite games for me. Okay, Fortnite games for me. Friction, gravity, force, motion. Got it? Okay, so now we're going to talk about fossil fuels. How many there are, what they are, and how they're even made. All right, so this great little cute little picture for you. All right, first of all, we know fossil fuels, there's 3 types, okay? And it's coal, oil, natural gas. Remember con artists. Con artists are bad. They try to steal your stuff. Well, humans go and dig up the fossil fuels that are not replaceable, okay, unless we have millions of years of paint on our time, and we just don't. So we're kind of like the con artists because we rob the earth of its treasures. So, all right, let's start. In order to make the C, just the C, coal, the plant has to be alive once in a time. So we got a little plant, got a little flower here. He's all happy, he's all cute, and okay. But then he has to eventually die. Plus, then he's got to get buried. Plus, you need a lot of heat and pressure. And don't forget your millions of years. And then you finally get coal. All right, so oil and natural gas. Remember, they're made almost the same way, except one big difference. It's what was once alive and what had to die. Okay? So, for the in oil and natural gas, you have to have marine life. That means fishies and plankton, and think of SpongeBob, okay? Anything that was hanging out down there with SpongeBob, he and his little friends, yeah. Well, they were once alive and all funny and ha ha ha, but then they eventually die. And then they too get buried, okay? And they have to have a whole lot of heat and pressure plus some, how long? Millions of years? Ta-da! You get oil and natural gas. Okay, so I want to finish up and talk about sedimentary rocks and landforms. So let's start with sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks, okay, guys. Wet CC. How are sedimentary rocks made? How is it? Wet CC. We came up with we eat, and this is a new one for you, delicious candy canes. Or we eat delicious chocolate chips. Or we eat delicious chocolate cupcakes, or, you know, whatever works for you. But at the end of the day, you know you need weathering, erosion, deposition, compaction, and cementation. Remember, compaction is just the pressure, okay? And then cementation is the glue, and it sticks it all together. All right. That's sedimentary rocks. Different than fossil fuels. Landforms. CDS. I know that you better not get a C on your test. I know you better not get a D on your test. And you should not have an S in conduct. Because you're only going to get A's and B's. And everyone knows you should have an E in conduct. Alright, getting back to serious. Alright, C's. Canyons. Canyons are formed from rivers, water flowing through it. Raging rivers. Think about rushing water, raging, rushing water, chipping all the rock away, forming canyons. Deltas. Deltas are the vines. Remember, they make little trails of water, right? Look like vines, okay? Because something stopped all of a sudden in that path of that, wherever that stream or body of water was going. Something got in its way, and it can't just go through it, so it's kind of going to go around it. It's going to just like split, divide and conquer, okay? So, but you need water and you need deposition. The deposition is because something drops there, something got in its way, and the water just can't go through it. I mean, we're not talking magic here, okay? And then last, sand. Sand dunes. Sand dunes are formed by wind. Remember? Wind. You need wind to make sand dunes. All right, so this is your review for your CBA, guys. Good luck. Don't forget to use your strategies. What is the main strategy I tell you to use every day? True or false, okay? True or false? Everything. True and false, everything. Justify it. Convince yourself why something is true. If there's 3 falses and 1 true, make sure you know why, okay? And I want to see true, false on everybody's test. If you do no strategies today, you will do the true, false. Do you see me? All right. Also, chunk your words. If it's a lot of reading, guys, chunk it, chunk it, chunk it, chunk it. Read it 100 times if you must, but you won't if you chunk it. And you 5 or 6 words and go, wait, do I understand what it's saying? Oh, yeah, I do. I'm good. I'm good. The next 5 or 6 words, okay, I get that. That makes sense. All right? And then definitely if there's a circuit on you better start at the battery and you better flow. Energy, energy, energy flows. Where it's going to go, nobody knows. And if you hit a Y intersection, stop. Look at what the question's asking you. Then figure out if you need to go right or left. Okay? All right, you guys got this. I'm proud of you. Super proud. Y'all have had a very, very successful review day yesterday, and I just couldn't be more proud. I hope everybody's confident, because you should be, and let's go get them.